When a Kubernetes cluster lacks observability, it can feel like a black box. It makes you sift through logs and guess solutions to your problems. But what if you could improve visibility and permanently turn that black box into a transparent system? We're talking about seeing every CPU spike, every out-of-memory kill, and every increase in 500 errors all in real time. By the end of this video, you'll have Prometheus collecting metrics, Grafana providing a clear picture of your cluster's health, and Slack configured to notify you when something requires your attention, all in a Minikube cluster so that you can easily follow along. For this example, you will need to have Helm, Minikube, and Lens Kubernetes IDE installed. I have added instructions in the video description, and we will use the Kube Prometheus stack community Helm chart to deploy our monitoring stack, and we will manage this installation from Lens. I have also prepared an example that you can use for the Alertmanager Slack integration and a sample alert that will be fired into Slack. The code examples are also present in the description. The first thing we will need to do is create a namespace, so we can go to Lens and select namespaces and then click on the plus button. And let's call this one monitoring. The Kube Prometheus Helm chart will be installed in this monitoring namespace. The next thing we can do is go in the README of the repository that is available in the description and just add the Prometheus community Helm charts and also update the Helm repositories. So I'll go back here and just run these commands. And as soon as this is ready, we can go in Lens and select Helm and select charts. And in here, let's search for Kube Prometheus stack. And you can see it here. And you can select a version. So let's go for 78.3.0, and then we are ready to click on install. And you can modify the values before deploying this chart. The only change I'm going to make is to the namespace, and then I'm going to click on the save button right here to deploy the chart. We will make some changes to the values in the near future when we want to integrate Alertmanager with Slack. So let's just install the chart. So now if you go to pods and select the monitoring namespace, we are going to see that all of the pods are in a running state. So now what we can do is actually port forward to Prometheus, which is this one right here. And we can see the Prometheus app running. We can see all the alerts that we have defined by default. We can see the status of our rules. We can see the status of our targets and everything else that's in Prometheus by default. Now let's also do a port forwarding to Grafana to see our dashboards. And to do that, I'll just click on forward right here, click on start again. And as you can see, I have to provide an email and a password. Let's go back to Lens and get these details. So we can go here in config, select secrets. And in here, we should see the Kube Prometheus stack Grafana secret. And in here, we can see the admin user, which is admin, and the admin password, which is this one. I'll just copy it. Now let's just add the email admin and the password. And as you can see, we have successfully logged in into Grafana. We can go to dashboards and we can see a couple of dashboards already being created by default. Let's click for them. We can see here a couple of details. Let's see how easy it is to import a dashboard. So if we go to dashboards, we can click on new and you can create one from scratch. You can create a new folder actually, or you can import them. And there are a lot of Grafana built-in dashboards like the 1860. If I click on load, you're going to see that this is the node exporter full. You can find them on grafana.com and you can search for community dashboards, but the 1860 is the node exporter full, which is a very important one. We can click on import. And in here we can see details about our nodes. We can see the CPU, the system load, the RAM used, and other things like that. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to create dashboards. You can also edit them if you want. So you can go into the edit mode. You have different PromQL queries that you can build. You have different data transformations that you can go through. Let's now work at the integration between Slack and Alertmanager. So to do that, I will just have to create a Slack application. So I'll have the link to this one in the video description, but it's the Slack API and you just search for how to create an app. So what we'll need to do here is create an app. So I'll create one from scratch. I'll add a name, let's say Alertmanager, for example. And I'm going to select a workspace and then click on create app. And you can see here a couple of details about your application, like your app credentials and stuff like that. But we're going to be interested in incoming webhooks. And we'll have to toggle this option on. and we will click on Add New Webhook. And you'll have to select a channel where you want to send alerts. I'll just select one of my channels from here and click on Allow. And as you can see, a webhook URL was generated. We have to copy it. And I have this file right here that will help us do the modifications to the Helm chart. I'll just switch this for the new webhook I just created. And I'll just copy this receivers part in the beginning and go back to Lens. And in here we can go to Releases, select our Kubernetes stack release. And in here you can see the user supplied values. I'll just go a little bit down. And then in the receivers part, I'll just add this receiver that I've just created. Let's make sure that everything looks good, and it does. So we have the Slack here, the Slack channel. And now let's also add this Slack notifications part to the receiver right here in the route. Let's make sure we copy the correct name in here. And now we are good to go. We can click on Save. So as soon as I click on Save, we will see a pending upgrade right here. So we'll have to wait until this gets redeployed. So now you can see it's deployed successfully. And I also have this alert right here that will alert me if I have more than 10 pods on my node. So basically, let's go back to Lens to see if we have more than 10 pods on our node. Go and select all the namespaces. And we can see we have 24 items. So this will actually match our alert. So let's apply this file. We can see the alert was created, and in a couple of minutes we are going to see this alert in Slack as well. So you see the integration was added to the channel as soon as I created the application in Slack, and now we are waiting to receive alerts from Kubernetes. So we already see some of the alerts coming into Slack from Alertmanager, but our alert is not here because we've made a small mistake. So let's fix that. So in order to fix that, we need to actually get the correct name of our release. Then change it right here, save the file, and now let's redeploy it with Lens. So I'll just kubectl apply -f pods.yaml, and we can see the alert is configured right now. So if we go back to Prometheus, we should see in rule health, if we search for count, we should see our new alert in here, and we can see it right now. So this was never fired yet, but it will be fired in a couple of seconds, because after 1 minute of this condition happening, this alert will be fired and we will see it in Slack. And now we can also see our alert right here with the high pod count detected on node Minikube, and node Minikube is running more than 10 pods for over 1 minute. If this guide was helpful, please hit the like button. It helps the channel and allows others to find the video. If you want more practical Kubernetes labs, please subscribe, and also drop a comment below and let me know what's one metric you've always wanted to track. Perhaps we can cover it in a future video. Let's now recap what we've accomplished in less than 10 minutes. So we isolated our monitoring components in a dedicated namespace. We deployed a full monitoring stack using Helm, including Prometheus, Grafana, and Alertmanager. We accessed Grafana to visualize our cluster's health. We configured and tested alerts to send to Slack, and we've used Lens Kubernetes IDE to better manage all of these Kubernetes components. Your Kubernetes cluster is now an observable system with a configured alert setup. You now have the tools to see potential issues, which allows you to fix them faster, minimize impact, and improve operational stability. Keep your dashboards available, keep your alerts tuned, and remember, observability isn't an optional add-on. It's a fundamental part of running a reliable system, helping you move from reactive problem solving to proactive management. And that's it for this one. I'm Flavius. See you the next time.